speaking of band names, maybe you guys answer. I got in this discussion the other day, and we were coming across 80s band names, and nobody explained to me why they're so bad. Like Air Supply.
Night
like,
Ranger.
What boardroom did they come up with the name Air Supply? How is that a cool band name? And what the fuck is an REO Speedwagon?
There's Air Supply.
Actually, okay, I can.
That explains a lot. Journey, which is a great band, but like, where the hell were they going? Like, well, how do you come up with that name, Journey?
They
like
were
Metallica makes sense. Prince and the Revolution makes sense because he's the narcissistic little leprechaun.
You had Journey, you had Asia, you had Kansas, you had travel that just exhausts me after
Boston.
a while.
Don't forget
Boston. But Air Supply and REO Speedwagon and Journey are the three that completely baffle me. And I have no idea how they selected 80s band names. And when did they start making sense?
Well, Journey's the music's the ride, man.
Oh, that's...
Thanks.
Okay, I think we get the millennial perspective on that one. I know.
She even said it in 80s voice.
Yeah.
I have the weirdest memory. I can't believe my mother's mother, my grandmother died like easily 25 years ago. So I have no idea why I remember this. But there was some time in my twisted little memory, we were in the car. This must have come on the radio. And they said, it's REO Speedwagon. And she goes, oh, I remember when I was a kid and there was a car called an REO Speedwagon. So I guess, it's like ZZ Top or something. Like they must have named it after some hot rod that nobody knew about. Maybe they were trying to appease their grandmothers. But there is a car called an REO Speedwagon.
Ah.
Yeah, like that matters.
You're like Wikipedia, man. I knew you would know the answers to
I know.
There was a
deep
band
with
called
knowledge.
There was a band called REO Speed Dealer, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I think so.
That was the management. So okay, well, if we're talking about bands, then we got Kayla, what do we have for millennial band names that are? I mean, you guys.
Bands?
Nothing happened after My Chemical Romance. There wasn't
the
any
biggest
band names.
boy group right now is called BTS. It's a Korean pop band.
Really?
That doesn't count as a band.
They're a music collective of Korean men. And that's like pretty much bands. I don't really know.
Well,
I don't listen to bands.
So I was out in Halifax last week because my kid was graduating and it was really cool. We got to see her finally get through school, and that means that my monthly shoveling of cash in her direction sort of starts to reduce itself. And she has fish. And she names her fish after rappers.
Yeah.
I can't even believe the bizarro names that rappers have now.
Rick Ross was one of her fish.
That's a great name. Regressive.
Oh, speaking of rappers, there's a rapper. His name is Tekashi 6ix9ine.
So, just in case you didn't know yet, you are listening to Latindian Style, the podcast. And I'm your host, Anand Bhatt, tu Latindio. So keep listening. We're going to have some fun.
Oh, speaking of rappers, there's a rapper. His name is Tekashi 6ix9ine. Or 6ix9ine, whichever one you want to go by.
TK69, cute.
He has six.
Oh, he's the one who's in the news now.
Yeah, he has 6ix9ine tatted all over his body, and he went to jail for snitching on a gang. And well, no, he went to prison because he did terrible things, like is a pedophile and did other things. But
okay, well that's good.
Yeah, but
no problem.
But because like his case, like he was related to a gang, like he said that he was like a blood and represented everyone, and so he's now probably going to get out of prison and also get a $10 million record deal. So
Ja Rule kind of got that out of the Fire Fest too, right?
I don't know what this guy sounds like, but I saw his picture.
He has the lovely hit of Gummo.
I'm gonna see if I can find it while you're talking. But I was kind of
or Kiki, I don't know. He
looks like the leader of MS-13. I expect to look like he's like got tattoos on his tattoos.
Yeah, he's really ugly. I don't know. He was also supposed to go into witness protection, but I was kind of like, how are you gonna hide this man that has literally 69 tatted on every inch of his body?
And what's he? Shem 69. What's he called?
Tekashi 69.
TEKASH.
Something.
These rapper names are like when
69.
people. Remember when we were running the internet provider and people were calling in and they're like, am I going to use? I just got a computer for Christmas. Am I going to use this internet thing? Remember when they were like that? And this is why I need a pen. Give me a pen.
Here.
You didn't take your. You took those cold. Did you take those cold pills?
I did take the cold pill.
I told you they'd make you a little loopy.
Whoa.
Okay, so I've got this.
I didn't even get to the end of that sentence. That was awesome. It's like,
But
it was like
we
a
knew where you were
Zamboni.
going with
It's like a Zamboni came out mid-sentence and just went across my head.
The guy's only got one album,
Zamboni, Amit. Zamboni.
and he's already this big in the
Gotta
news.
catch you guys.
He released one album. It's hard to say because, he was very popular. His songs would play in the clubs, like all that stuff. I would go out, people would bump into it, and I'm not going to lie, I was bumping to them too because they're...
Well, wait, okay, so give me a song that I might, so I can play it in the background and we can laugh at you.
He has a lot of songs. He has Fifi, Kiki, Gummo.
Okay, none of these are listed on his first album, I think.
Fifi should be on there. That's a song with Nicki Minaj.
No.
Has she done anything talented yet?
She released an album that no one cared about.
Well, she released several, but what legally constitutes caring? Noticing on a large level?
Yeah, I don't know.
If a lot of people notice it once, does that count as caring?
He has Stupid with 2 O's. Kika, Mama,
Okay,
Waka.
I'm going to just search under ST.
He's got
You
one
mean
that-
stupid like
Well,
He's got one name, it's
I
just
guess
called-
his music might go under 6ix9ine. So the number 6.
I know who this
IX,
dude is.
The number 9.
You just didn't get a lot of.
I know who this dude is, and everybody's been like making fun of him, but now his rap's getting fairly serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His album, it wasn't that bad. Well, no, it's bad, but like it's catchy.
Today's show is brought to you by Ritalin. The more you take, the less you care. And by the letters P, T, S, and D, and the number pi.
Hey, so don't forget to also check out the What Were We Thinking podcast where Earl, McDowell, Kayla, and I rip it up on all sorts of issues. It's another fun podcast to listen to. Check it out.
All I want is an open bar.
That's what I did. And it was a great party, and all I could think of was, oh God, I'm going to have to put on nice clothes. I'm going to be sweating the whole time.
It's super
I have to
simple
sit
for
up
you.
straight and
Hold on,
eat
let's hear it.
properly with my knife and fork so I don't eat with my fingers, which is what I normally do on the couch.
Like
And the girls were all like, oh,
it's like
so
a
beautiful.
pageant. It's like you gotta make sure you're wearing a nice dress. Your hair's gotta be good. Your nails gotta be on point. You gotta make sure you might find your husband. Apparently,
Grammys.
yeah, you might.
It's a red carpet walk. It sounds like work.
You might find your future love at the wedding. No, you won't, but you might.
I think when I invite people to
Out
weddings,
of the sea of men that are unhappy to be there.
yeah, right, and got drunk fast because they wouldn't want to.
But also, like, seeing a good-looking man in a suit is nice. So you're kind of like, ooh, hi, sir.
And that's offensive to a man because
Yeah, we just
suddenly
feel like
you
a
put on a
piece of
suit
meat
and everyone's
then.
throwing themselves at you. Like, what the fuck? Where the fuck were you when I wasn't shaved and wearing a
On Podacity Media. The show is not intended to have a point and should not be considered legitimate medical, financial, psychological, or sexual advice. Listen at your own risk.
All right. Now, as usual, please do check out my artist profile on Spotify. Follow and let me know what you think. I look forward to hanging out with you again. Love you guys.
Could dark chocolate and red wine really be good for you? It doesn't have to taste like cardboard to be good for you, too. Eating healthy used to be a chore. The natural misconception was that what's classified as food that's good for your health probably tastes awful. However, as a result of breakthrough research studies, it's come to light that what once was considered to be a vice, a guilty pleasure, could actually help people lose a few pounds and prevent as well as cure other diseases. What are these hidden treasures people not only crave but are essential to life longevity as well? The answer may shock a lot of people, but these things that are for pleasure and good for you too are none other than red wine and dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is good for what ails you and so much more. Health has always been a deep concern to so many individuals, but with insurance rates going through the roof, hardly anyone can afford to get sick anymore. Thus, the popularity of making use of immunity boosters and home remedies has made a sudden comeback. There isn't anyone that won't admit they occasionally enjoy a bit of dark chocolate. Who knew that this savory treat could do more than just awaken endorphins, which elevates one's mood? Benefits seem endless, from being a powerful antioxidant, stabilizes blood pressure, improves brain function, is essential to the prevention of heart disease. Indulging in a piece of dark chocolate is surely easier than taking so many prescription pills, that the only way of keeping track of them is through the use of separate compartments set apart by different days and times. Just as addictive, but the results are far from negative. In some instances, dark chocolate can be just as addictive as prescription pills. Nevertheless, at least it won't result in drug overdoses that can result in an imbalance of chemical compositions that could eventually lead to death. In other words, these prescription drugs seem to do more harm than good. Not saying you should drop them, talk to your doctor first. Whereas it's practically impossible to identify any negative side effects of dark chocolate. Last but not least, we mustn't forget the benefits this treat has on the largest and most obsessed about part of the body, which is the skin. With the coming of many changes of seasons being just around the corner, so is the high risk of skin cancer. Another body part that benefits from consumption of dark chocolate is just as precious as skin is the hair. Comparing really good dark chocolate, which won't cost an arm and a leg, as well as taste good, to an expensive bottle of shampoo, which will probably cost a good portion of a week's pay, it's hardly apples to apples. So no matter how you look at it, there is no contest that dark chocolate comes out on top. Now, surely a glass of red wine every night must do more than result in warm, fuzzy feelings. For those of you who do enjoy a glass of red wine after dinner every night, you'll be glad to know that yes, warm, fuzzy feelings are not all you'll get from this popular indulgence. The medicinal benefits are not only preventative, but can serve as a cure as well. These can range from increases to sharpness of mind, improve bone health, fight against the high blood sugar, which can ward off diabetes, and most surprisingly decrease the chances of contracting ovarian cancer, as well as cure the cancer cells if they're already present. So what exactly makes this possible? It isn't simply wishful thinking, word of mouth, or old wives' tales that can attest to these cures and benefits. As with any medicinal product, there are certain compounds at work. Theobromine, which is otherwise known as xanthose, found in dark chocolate, widens the blood vessels, thus decreasing the leading cause of death in most Americans, which is heart attacks and heart disease. In the case of red wine, the key ingredient, resveratrol, has been proven to prevent cancer and cardiovascular disease. They've also been shown to fight against neurodegenerative disease, as well as one of the most common ailments so many Americans, which is the rapid rise of diabetes. So is there such thing as too much pleasure? Suddenly a healthy lifestyle doesn't seem so akin to dreaming the impossible dream. In fact, it requires little to no effort at all. After all, anyone enjoys denying oneself pleasure every now and then.